The dense jungle regions of our planet are home to countless mysteries. To this day, archaeologists are still finding ancient civilizations buried beneath the jungle canopy. It's not just buildings and ancient settlements that are being reported on though. For years, tales of unknown creatures have been shared by the locals, which eventually reach outsiders when they venture into these regions. One of the most mysterious and interesting is that of the giant Congo spider, also known as the J'ba FoFi. The J'ba FoFi, more commonly known as the giant spider of the Congo, is that of a large undiscovered species of spider that is reportedly the size of a man, and has survived from larger arachnid species found in ancient prehistoric times. Though large spiders have been reported all across the continent of Africa, it appears that within the Congo there are native tribes known as the Baka that refer to the spider as the J'ba FoFi, and have a reported leg span of roughly 4 feet long. This was uncovered after a number of African reports began telling of a massive spider infesting different regions, and this was happening at different times of the year. One of the first reported sightings of such a creature occurred back in the 1890s, when a missionary from England ventured into the country of Uganda and discovered a massive web located near Lake Nyasa. He then writes that as they were looking at the web and getting closer to try and understand what it was given its massive size, as it was stretching between two larger standing trees, several of his men became trapped. As they began to move in the webs, sticking to the strings, they claimed spiders with legs longer than 4 feet began to come out and bite the men. Later expeditions in 1938 would lead researchers to consulting with local and native tribes in the Congo that told of the J'ba FoFi spider that was believed to have a matching leg span of 4 feet in length, had thousands of eggs described as being the size of peanuts, and would nest nearby villages in efforts to trap birds, large animals and even humans. A second encounter was reported by an archaeologist and his wife, and this was while they were travelling through the Congo. They were on a dirt path when they saw a large creature run across the road. They stopped in order to get a better look at it, initially thinking that the animal in question was a monkey due to how large it was, but after approaching it they soon realised that this creature was a giant spider. Due to these reports within the region, it's caused some to suggest that the Congo and places around it are home to large prehistoric creatures. As more and more strange reports begin to surface coming from that of the Democratic Republic of Congo, it becomes apparent to many different researchers that the country seems to be an otherworld of impossible to explain sightings, and supernatural occurrences that have left many wondering if the country appears to be lost in time. This is due to the fact that the entire country seems to be filled with a number of strange creatures, and reports that fit that of ancient prehistoric time, with claims of dinosaur-like creatures still roaming the denser areas of the Congo jungle. Despite a number of strange claims, such stories and accounts from native tribes have been impossible to verify, as the dense jungles throughout the region have proven an impossible obstacle for researchers in the modern day. When early explorers were hiking through these regions, local tribe members would warn them about giant spiders that would prey on humans. They said to the explorers that if they came across giant webbing to leave the area immediately, as this was proof that the giant Congo spiders was nearby. One tribe described these spiders as being able to jump from tree to tree, and that even though they were bright in colour, they were hard to see in the backdrop of the jungle. They said that this species of spider also builds mounds, and that if they saw one to stay clear of it. The Congo Basin has an incredible ecosystem. The area is around 500 million acres, which makes it larger than the state of Alaska. Those who have heard about the giant Congo spider have suggested that it could be a new species of arachnid. Most of the local stories describe the spider as digging shallow holes close to tree roots, and then camouflaging it with nearby leaves. Cryptozoologist William J. Gibbons was another person who had a run-in with this mysterious creature. The naturalist detailed that while on the hunt for another Congo cryptid known as the Mekele Bembe, his expedition team encountered locals who told them about their experiences with giant spiders. Amazed at what he was hearing, he was excited to share their stories with others when he returned to Canada. He said the following: "On this third expedition to Africa, I took the opportunity to inquire if the pygmies knew of such a giant spider, and indeed they did. They speak of the giant or the great spider. They describe a spider that is generally brown in colour, with a purple abdomen. They grow to quite an enormous size, with a leg span of at least 5 feet. The giant arachnids weave together a layer made of leaves, similar in shape to a pygmy hut, and spin a circular web, said to be very strong between 2 trees, with a strand across a game trail. These giant ground-dwelling spiders prey on the forest antelope, birds and other small game, and are said to be extremely dangerous, not to mention highly venomous. Although his team didn't see one of these spiders, he said that the local tribe members warned them about the area and said that they should be on high alert. William believed that the locals were telling the truth about what they'd seen, and that when talking about the spiders they even seemed somewhat scared. Going back in the 1960s, an amateur explorer detailed his encounter with the locals that inhabited the dense regions of the Congo. He said that he'd hired a local guide to help him make his way around the terrain, but one thing that interested him the most was how the locals would talk about the wildlife in the region. He said that they detailed seeing large flying reptile-like creatures, but one of the most fascinating was that of a giant spider. Same with most of the reports, the locals described these spiders as being over 3 feet in diameter, and claiming that the hatchlings of these spiders are bright yellow, with a purple abdomen. So what is this thing? Although various people have come forward and said that such a colossal spider could never exist, they haven't totally ruled out the possibility that this creature exists. Every year scientists and researchers are discovering new species, some of which were thought to be extinct. It's for this reason that some have suggested that the giant spider of the Congo may be a real species. It's just that the true size of it has been exaggerated. After all, in 2019 alone, scientists discovered over 71 new species of spiders. Other mysterious creatures that have been encountered within the region is that of the Congo marto. It's said to look like a modern-day version of the pterosaur. These creatures have been sighted all throughout Africa, the Democratic Republic of Congo and Papua New Guinea. Reports of these mysterious pterosaur-like creatures have left many believing, with overwhelming certainty, the possibility of the creature's existence well into the modern day. The name Congo marto actually roughly translates to the breaker of bones, as many natives have claimed to have been attacked by these flying creatures. This is when they venture too close to nearby rivers and deeper waters. Some claims range from its wingspan being 4 to 40 feet wide, and natives have described the creature to be a perfect description to that of the pterosaur. This is despite the locals lacking the education of dinosaurs, flying reptiles and their appearance. Although many of the sightings of these creatures are limited to the Congo, there are several reported cases that stretch as far as Papua New Guinea and all across Africa. Additionally, when European travellers were visiting these regions, in the hopes of colonization or trade, they wrote extensively about encountering large flying creatures, of which often attached their crew and carried away anyone who ventured away from the group. Given the wide expanse of the jungles of the Congo being widely unexplored, as well as housing a large number of different bird species, as well as larger flying species, it could very well be the case that the Congo marto is a direct descendant of the pterosaur, and that they've somehow managed to survive in the rich fertile areas of the Congo. So what do you make of these mysterious encounters with the J'ba FoFi spider? Do you think the creature is real, and that the creature's true size has been increased by word of mouth? Or do you think these are just stories? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comments section below, and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.